Good evening, folks. Cliff here with Foxy Outdoors. Welcome to another Saturday Live. Hope everyone is doing well. That freaked me out. Saw something pop up on my screen only because I had my cursor on something that popped up weird. Good evening, Daniel and Tiffany. How are you doing today? Hope all is well for y'all. There we go. I was waiting for that. Ooh, it's a good thing I don't do wallpaper. I have to paint my walls. Wallpaper won't stick to this. Also, good evening, Rob. Rob at work. Not Rob at work, or not Rob at home. Not Rob on the road. Rob at work. Why is my shit still leaking over here? Cup is being weird. How's everybody doing? Ow, my back. Doing today? Good evening, Cecilia. How's it going? Good to see everybody tonight. Oh, well. Can't really see all y'all just yet, but appreciate y'all being in the chat. Good evening, Grace. Hope everyone's having a rather good weekend. I'm going to have a short weekend and then a long week. It'll be fun. It'll be fun, they say. You get lots of work, they say. Oh, you'll enjoy it, they say. I enjoy it like a kick in the chin. Oh, there went my bullet. I did one. Good evening, Molly. How's it going? So I've got a few things tonight. Once we get a couple more people in here, got my package in this week. Had to issue with payment, so had to re-up my payment method, and yeah, it took like 2 days to reset the mailing schedule on me now. So now I'm another 3 days behind on those things. So that's always fun. Yeah, I don't know what a weekend is. Jason is grilling. Ooh. Hopefully steaks. I'd be grilling outside, but it got really windy all over like earlier. Oh goddamn, I'm dying over here. Cecilia, learn to get some sleep. Can't be doing that. Ow. Wish my foot would stop hurting. And I'm a little blurry, and my camera's just being weird. How does one smoke dinner? What paper are you using? Are you using a filter? Or are you just going non-filter? Well, I guess you'll be on as long as you'll be on. And when you're not on, then you're no longer on. I guess that's how it shall go. And that is how it shall be. And Deb's early today, too. Good evening, Deb. Welcome, welcome. Glad everybody could join me today. How my foot is killing me. I'm also really tired for some reason. But I guess that's what happens when you can't sleep and you end up going to bed at 4 a.m. And I got a headache now. Oh, that's great. About this time every day, every Saturday. Some days a little earlier, some days a little later. It just depends on what I'm doing outside or whatnot. At some point, I'm going to have to run outside to turn my water off. Yeah, but did you have to wake up and go to work in the morning? My foot's killing me right now. Please. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I'm kind of like zoning out over here. I apologize, folks. I am a little bit worn out today. Not that I've worked all that much this week, but I do work outside until some days 11 or 12 in the morning. Sorry, 11 or 12 at night. So basically 11 of midnight. Gotcha. Hear that? That's when you just take the day off, Rob, and you just were like, nope, well, I'm going home. Trying to drink sugary stuff to keep me awake, but we'll see how that works. Deb had to clean the kitchen. Oh, stopped cleaning the kitchen to go take care of phone calls. Nice. I know it's only been a week, Deb, but we got any updates on the new batch of quailies? Is the temperature holding in the incubator? The incubator? Or the inky you don't baiter? I don't know. However you want to clam the hamster banana. Rob, that's funny. Yeah, but who better to cover you than you? Oh, okay. Is the temperature at least stable while using that one? Oh, man. Back's all tight. I think I might take a brief hiatus here in just a minute. Actually, I need to put my shoes on. You'll notice I'm not wearing my yellow shirt like normal. It was pissing me off, so didn't feel comfortable wearing it, so I just took it off. I'm also wearing normal blue jeans today because I don't know what it is with the freaking Dickies cargo pant or carpenter's pants, but they are the most uncomfortable pants to wear. Like, absolutely just uncomfortable. The like waist is too low. I feel like a damn teeny bopper trying to wear the damn things. They just don't fit right. They're the right size. They're just not form fitting. I don't know what the hell cut they use, but also don't like the placements of the belt loops. Worst placement of belt loops ever. It's like they designed it for women, but made it for men. Like, they've got the side belt loops. They got like 5 belt loops, 6, like 7 belt loops total, maybe 6. They got the ones on the side, the ones in the front, and then 2 in the back, just about a half an inch from the ass crease seam. Hey, Captain Cage, how's it going? Yes, Rob, you probably could if you actually dehydrated or cooked down your energy drinks. I would assume you could do the same thing with that you would do for like salt water. You just kind of slowly cook it until it's all gone, and then you have whatever's left over, left over. Yes, I'm doing fine. CCF, a little sore, a little tired. Currently complaining about Dickies carpenter pants. Worst goddamn design ever. Like, just horrible. And apparently I have some high grievance agreeability on that one. Because, let me grab these pants. Let me show you why I hate these things. Versus my other pair. Yep. I don't know how that didn't fall out. Fucking beans. Alright. So, regular pair of pants. I'm going to try to do this without knocking all my crap off the table. These are Wranglers. Regular pair of Wrangler pants. Nothing wrong with these. Nothing too fancy. Except for this batch has like the most amount of loose threads I've ever seen in a pair of pants. But here you got the front seam. You got one stitch here, one loop there, one loop almost on the hip seam. Then we get to the back side. So there's the 2 hip seams. And then you got the middle back, or just above the butt cheeks, and then you have the center back. Okay, so that's 6 belt loops. Actually, that's 7 belt loops. I can't math today. So you got 7 belt loops on there with the front side, and then you got freaking shitty Dickies pants, which I need to go on their website and complain because these are like the most uncomfortable goddamn pants I've ever worn. I think I'd rather wear a thong. So you got the 2 front straps. Again, the hip straps. And then look, there is nothing. You got like a mile's worth. You got 3 days of freaking gap in between the hip stitch, the hip loop, and the ass loop. Like, look at that. That's the whole width of my freaking pocket on that side. Is that how wide that gap is for that back pocket? There is nothing holding that pants, like right where I've got my fingers pinched. There's nothing holding that seam up, so they constantly slide down my fat ass. I swear they design these for people with no butts. They probably would fit better if I was wearing panties or a thong. No, I said it's like they designed them for women, but made them as men's pants. He'll take the sludge. All right, bye, Deb. Oh, you mean suspenders? Oh, hell no. I suppose that would. Well, thanks for stopping by, Hippie J. Appreciate the, what is the word I'm looking for? The word I'm looking for eludes me. It's not really pants talk, it just ended up as pants talk. It's supposed to be gardening talk, but yeah, I was irritated by my pants, so it turned into pants talk. Now, I do understand that I'm wearing Dickies versus Wranglers at the same time, but still, like, there really should not be that much of a discrepancy in the design of pants. Like, put the freaking belt loops where we need the belt loops. I think that's another reason why girls are always hiking up their pants, because they got the same problem we do. They put the belt loops in the wrong spot, so everything sits weird. I'm apparently supposed to check Instagram. Ugh. Everyone's getting on that Labubu trend. I cannot spell today. Going to check my Insta on the other side of my Insta with the page that has my normal Insta. I have been sent things. Jason sending me dirty pictures. Damn, some big old freaking ribeyes. Um, some skizzling. Them's be participation. That's the word I was looking for earlier. I appreciate the participation. Jason's making me hungry even though I ate earlier at work and now I don't want any more food. No, it's not. That needs to be cooked for 5 more minutes. Careful so the raccoons don't get them. Tasty. Those be some tasty looking morsels. Ah, yes, now. I got both of my shoes on. Woohoo! That was what, 6:40? I've had that running for about an hour. I got 18 minutes. Give me just a second, folks. I'm going to run outside and just turn my water off for my watering, for my drip system for my sunflowers. And then I'll show you guys the, I didn't post it yesterday. Even though I took the picture took the video yesterday, I was supposed to post one last Sunday, but I completely forgot. I was busy when I got home. I filmed it, which is what I showed you guys here earlier. Yeah, I can do this here real quick before I leave to go turn my water off. This one here. Screen, that's as big as I can get it on the screen. But tons of sunflowers. Now y'all get to see this version. I don't have the sound on here just because I turned it off on, well, I don't have my sound on my volume. You know how hard it is to film while walking around 4 big old planters? Yeah, I'm getting there. That one's funny. The one that last one I gotta post it. That's the backside of sunflowers, not the front side. The backside. Everyone's sending me stuff on Instagram all of a sudden. Ooh. Damn, everyone's out there smoking some good smoking. Look at that. That looks tasty. Tasty. That is a nice big old fat roast, and looks like he's got a pie or a turkey next to it. And that's gonna get hopefully not flaggated. Flaggated. Good evening, Jason. Oh, thank you for joining us. That first one was not ready. It needed 5 more minutes. My opinion. Also needed some barbecue sauce. Some barbecue sauce. But anyways, give me like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, folks. I'm going to run outside real quick and shut off my water. Chose to close my gate while I was at it. I figured since I was out there, I might as well do it. That's why I don't have to go out there later. No matter, I'm going to go out there later anyway. Good evening, Amanda and Boobster. Boston pork butt and water tray. Gotcha. So it did get more time. Yeah. And there's a Blake. Welcome, Blake. Just so I can make sure you get your proper greeting, Blake. There you go, Blake. I'm doing okay, Amanda. A little tired, a little sore, but such is life. Can't complain too much about it. Got enough people here, so we're going to do a quick little unboxing thingamajig. I've got this guy all ready to go, and forgot to do my usual. Burn off the address so nobody can see where the hell I live. My monthly subscription that I usually all get. How are you doing at work? How is the home property home thingy over there. Ooh. So I could get a coupon for Kickstarter doohickey. And we are. This is the second time I've gotten this one. Kelso. I get the Kelso survival card from from Alone season 5, I think. I got another one of these, which is cool because I don't know where the other one's at. We got, looks like a diagram to make a one-stick figure 4, which is kind of interesting. And we have probably the most boring card out of them all that I've ever gotten. Is basically tells you to wash your hands and not be stinky. And last but not least, we get, oh, that's interesting, Magnesium Dog Tag. There's no Ferrocerium rod, though. Now, see, it would be more beneficial if they actually put a ferro rod in here. Not feral, pharaoh. Not pharaoh as in dead Egyptian kings. Pharaoh as in like Rocher. Yes, from flowers to this. But like that, this thing weighs like nothing. I feel like it's not even there. I'm looking at it, but it doesn't feel like it's there. I'm half tempted to see if this thing works. Just take it and hit it with a torch. See if it goes anywhere and does anything. Although I have no idea where my 6-inch cast iron skillet went. Yeah, I got it somewhere. But yeah, anyways, there's that. Thank you for watching. This will be Fox It Outdoors signing off. Just kidding. Just kidding. Don't everyone panic all at once. I'm not leaving. Not yet. I still have 40 minutes to torment you. 30 minutes to torment y'all. There's no ferro rod on there. I'm gonna tell you that right now. The necklace part is just a cheap aluminum. That chain is just cheap aluminum. That's how they keep the cost on these things down so low. They just use these cheap aluminum ones. I've got tons of these things. I've got like 20 feet of this stuff. I've been doing this for like 3 years, and every time they get me these little dog tags, that's what they send me. But look, there is nothing. There's no ferro rod, nothing. That's just a rubber keeper. Essentially similar to this one here. So that's all that does, is it's just a little keeper on there. Now, I could pair it with this because that is a ferro rod scraper. And then on the back side, I have a glow-in-the-dark tag. Which, yes, this thing does glow in the dark really bad. Oh, actually, I stand corrected. That's not the glow-in-the-dark tag. That's the back end of the scraper. So that's so I can, the white side is so I can permanently adhere that to whatever I need it to. But now that I've got this little guy, I can pair it with this little guy. And this thing actually weighs a good amount. This is the metal on here is wicked thick. Does not work very well as a reflective surface because it's broken up and it's a darker, it's like a It's a blued metal, so it's not your standard. So as you can see, so you got shiny metal, and this one here is blued, and then this is kind of like your polished metal. But I mean, in an absolute survival situation, honestly, these three will get you what you need. You got fish hooks, a knife, a spear, a couple of spears, uh, all the sewing needle, large spear, and then essentially this, and this is cord wrap. At least I think that's what it is. Oh, it's a fishing comb. So those little notches are to help you descale your fish. Sorry, I stand corrected. Once again, this whole thing is a fishing comb. Because you can see down, let me do it this way because it's bugging me. So this right here, that pulls out, and then you have like a handle, and then you got the 4 spears, basically like a flat fork. As you can see, there you go. It's all one piece. So you would lash this end to a stick, and you'd slap the crap out the fish. Basically like a gator claw, or like a fish, like a piranha mouth. Just hard to think, hard to brain when you're not braining, and your brain's just like, ugh. Might do that. I might do a test on these, see if they work. So now that I got them, I might as well keep them all in the same container. But essentially, all you got, that's all your survival. Would be right there. Hopefully not everybody's working too hard. I know Amanda's been working. She got switched over to days, so she's not as active on here as she used to be. I miss a lot of people, honestly. There's a lot that don't pop up anymore. I miss Johnny. Johnny was always fun to have on here. Colin's kind of hit or miss, depending on what he's doing. Sometimes he's working, sometimes he's not. God. Jean-Marc every once in a while pops on. Mallory used to pop on every once in a while. Last week I got Phil popped on here. That was kind of cool. I haven't seen him on a live in a long while. I know. I feel you on that one. But you're in a better workplace, better work environment, and probably way less stressed out than you were at the other place. But I mean, we got like 30 minutes, folks. So, as the title says, why do you grow? I know a lot of other channels do this. I'm just curious. I mean, we usually do this every couple of weeks, every couple of months. We just go back through this and figure out why everybody does what they do. Me personally, I grow just because it's kind of relaxing. It's keeping me sort of stress-free and gives me something to do that's slightly better than staring at my TV for 14 hours, which to me is, I can do that every day, no problem. But yeah, it gives me something to do. It gives, family members something to look forward to, neighbors. I do feed family, friends, my neighbors. I give them what I can. I grow what I can, how I can. Got to redo some of my soil because I think my soil's too rich. Some of my plants are not enjoying it too well. Right, you can't spearfish in the produce section. There you go, Amanda. Makes you happy because when you grow it, you don't kill it. Jason and Daniel and Tiffany, brain farted there on that one 100%. Grow to make spices. I just grow in general because figured I'd start back in 2020 right before the pandemic hit because I wasn't expecting the pandemic, so-called pandemic, aka we'll just call it some BS for reasons. And then just kind of went from there. Figured, screw it, why not grow more? If I can grow it, it's less I have to pay for. Ooh, nice. So is mine, but mine's gone to seed, so it's not really producing much anymore. But what's really nice is as it was getting closer to seed, I cut off all of those stuff that I didn't want. I left myself like 6 big ones. So I have 6 like really good sized heads of like parsley seed. Another couple of weeks, I'm going to harvest all of that so I can let it dry out and be ready for next year. I'm going to plant a ton of that. It's also a lot easier to get to because some people, they don't have access to, grocery store like 5-10 minutes down the way. You have, if you're in a rural location, you got to drive an hour to hour and a half to get to the grocery store, and that's a 3-hour drive round trip. Not to mention the time it takes to walk around the grocery store and get everything for yourself. You could be 4 hours, 4 hours just to get groceries. Uh, it's a little too late for garlic, Amanda. You should have planted that about 2-3 months before your winter season. Or did you plant it already and that's what you're waiting on? Yeah, my potatoes, honestly, I'm not getting very large potatoes. Like, most of the stuff I'm pulling out of the ground is like this big, little tiny fingerlings, essentially. So, I mean, I've got a couple that I got that's sitting outside that I probably should bring in. Yeah, well, the thing with garlic is you want to plant it about a month before your about 2 to 3 weeks max before your first frost date. That way, the tubers, or yeah, you can just call them tubers, have enough time to set out some roots before they hit the hard freeze. The plant itself, the freeze will not kill the roots for some reason. They're extremely hardy. And then once it starts getting warmer, they just start popping up out of the ground. When I had my first good harvest, I was pulling them. I was almost pulling those things in January. That's when they were popping up out of the snow. So yeah, if you've ever got questions on when to plant certain things, there's a whole community of us that plant. I don't do very well on some of these. Could be my soil, could just be the heat, could be a number of things. But yeah, my batches of garlic this year were kind of abysmal. And I planted twice what I did the first time. I had that stuff in like 5 different locations. Yeah, I had it in 5 locations and I did absolutely terrible. So I'll see what I got next year. And at this point, I have now officially forgotten which garlic was my uh, damn it. I forgot which ones were my hardneck garlic and my soft neck. I got them. I think I mixed them on accident. Now I don't remember what's what. So it'll be really interesting to throw my garlic out there and just see what pops up next year. Yeah, it's always next year. But You should be starting to warm up because we're starting to cool off. It's not getting as hot. Another couple of months, it'll be the beginning of fall, which will be more or less your spring. Now, here's the thing: you do have a greenhouse on your mom's property. You can grow garlic in there as long as it doesn't get too hot. You can also grow it in a fish tank in little baskets. It's kind of weird. Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, so that's pretty much I mean, for the most part, that's why I grow. Not just because I can, but because it's beneficial. Yeah, it's because you guys are going to be hitting spring soon. We're getting close to. We're a few months away from hitting fall. Fall will hit, and then that'll be basically the beginning of your spring. All right, I'm out of that drink. I may or may not have a spiced one on the second live. We'll see. I'm just looking forward to it cooling down a little bit so I can plant some more peas to see if I can get a good crop of peas. Because I'm not doing good on the peas. Peas are killing me. The pinto beans are doing pretty decent. I'm still getting those every couple of days. I'm pulling one or two off. I think my yard-long asparagus beans are about officially done. I have gotten a terrible yield off of those. Yes, sugar snap peas. So I have maybe 3-4 ounces of dry beans for the yard-long asparagus beans. I don't understand. It's a climber. That's the reason why I bought it, because I knew it was a climber, as most beans are. But like, they're not climbing as fast. Two of them climbed really quick to the top, and they just kind of stopped. And then, yeah, I don't know. Like, I got a majority of my crop of yard longs from the bottom 6 inches of the plant. I do have the green beans. Technically, those are the Kentucky Wonder pole beans. I tried growing loofahs this year. I don't know. Well, I was also testing with some seeds that I knew probably 100% may or may not have germinated. I do actually still have some of my good loofah seeds. They're in here somewhere. I think buried over in the corner. I should have a bowl full of them. I will try them again next year. This year, I just did not do well with them. And the spot where I wanted to grow them, I know they'll grow in that spot real well. So we'll see. If not, I might put them in the same spot that I had them the first year that I grew them, when I got like 6 to 8 of those things, and got some pretty decent sized ones. I really wanted them to grow along the fence and use the loofahs as basically a fence shade. Because I know half the people driving by are going to be like, what the heck is that plant? It is what it is. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. Majority of the time when it comes to gardening, you're going to lose more than you win. So there's that. But yeah, even though I failed on a lot of plants, that's not going to stop me from growing the same plants again another year. It just stops me that season, because usually, you got to wait for germination, which some plants can take up to 3 weeks, depending on the seed, depending on the plant. Some peppers are like 45 days. But, I mean, so you essentially, you put seeds in the ground, and you got to wait that duration of germination. And, you can, planted different seeds 3 or 4 times in the same spot, the same variety, and you know, 3 to 6 weeks later, you're like, well, I'm already 6 weeks past where I need to be. If I put anything in there now, I'm not going to get a good enough yield off of it before it gets before the either the sun or the weather just takes the plant out. Nice, Grace. BLTs for Grace. That's the one thing I didn't do was tomatoes this year. Tomatoes don't do well in the winter unless you got them in the greenhouse that's heated. And I still have a random plant in the backyard, backside yard. I don't know how the south section of the property, southeast section of the property. I have 2 plants back there. I do not remember what the hell I planted. I don't know if it was a squash, pumpkin, some sort of watermelon. I don't know. All I know is it's got some big ass round leaves, and it is reached the top of the small trellis I had it on because I didn't know what it was. I didn't think it was going to get really big, and it is now making its way into the rose bushes. It's essentially using the rose bushes as a climbing tower or support structure. So that one's kind of going to be an interesting one. It's already got flowers on it, so once the flowers start to form, I should be able to figure out what it is. I mean, I suppose I could go out there with my plant identifier icon and see what that is, see what it tells me it is. But I think it's kind of more fun to have a mystery plant. And unfortunately, the squash plant that I had up front that was growing in with my sunflower seeds, that bit the dust. Don't know if I got vine borer in that one or if it was because I worked 2 12-hour days back to back and I think I missed one day watering it. So I think the lack of water may or may not have dried it out too much. I'm hoping it might recover, but from the looks of it, folks, that thing is 100% dead. And that thing was about 1.5 feet long, or it's getting pretty long, and had a ton of flowers on it. I was also making sure that there was no stink bugs, shield beetles, or potato bugs on there, whatever the hell you want to call them. Oh, Rob sprayed that plant and then it washed all the stuff away. That sucks. And that really sucks. I'll tell you, you really want to get rid of a plant, man. Vinegar will wipe out most plants. You just pour like a bunch of it on there and it'll eat that plant. It'll also kill whatever's around it too. It essentially sterilizes the soil nutrients. So it'll sterilize your soil, your fungus, your fungicides. Well, it's fungicide is to kill the funguses, but yeah, it'll more or less essentially just sterilize your mycelium colonies, and that'll pretty much make your soil inert. Jason, if I'm wrong, chime in the comment section, but I'm pretty sure vinegar just 100% sterilizes anything you pour it on. You can do vinegar and like a borax mix, and that'll essentially just kill your plant. Yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what my mystery plant will do or what it becomes. Yes, vinegar sterilizes. It's a sterilizing agent, which is why a lot of people use it in their households to clean their kitchens. It will devastate plants. I should pour some on my neighbor's tree. Shit's pissing me off. But yeah. But all in all, a lot of the rest of the stuff is growing pretty good. My black turtle bush beans are starting to go. My cowpeas, I've gotten a few harvested off of them so far, so I can add to the pile for next year. Let's see. I have what else is doing pretty good? My carrots, the few carrots that I have are starting to pop up and go really well. I've harvested a few onions, not very big, slightly smaller than a tennis ball or a racquetball. Um, Still pretty good, decent onions, considering I've struggled to grow onions that were of actual relative value and size for the last 2-3 years. This year I've gotten a little better. I think I know more about what I'm doing this season when it comes to the onions. So I think my problem is with the onions, I'm giving them too much water. Hey, Billy Boo, how's it going? Good to see you on here, brother. I seen you last night. Hope you're doing well there. Yeah, no, this was last year's harvest. I had on a trellis system. Shoot, my lid. Oh, I about dropped it because I have 2 containers on here. But that was for my harvest last year. That's what I got off my plants. I had them in a really good spot, and they just took off. So I think I might have to plant them in that same. And that was only off of like 4 plants. And that thing grew all the way up the top of my trellis, and I was pulling those things off till shit. I think I was pulling them off in December. Hey, Drops, how's it going? Good to see you guys. How do you get a 3-foot long freaking cowpeas? Because like the pods are only like 6 inches, like 5 to 6 inches. The yard long asparagus beans, if you got those ones, then yeah, those can usually get pretty long. But mine did absolutely crap this year. I have no idea. I think you grew the yard longs. Was it a black when you sorry, I feel like I'm screaming. I apologize. When you harvested it, what color was the ripened pod? Was it like almost like a dark purple? So it was a purple color. And you said it was it was like 2 foot? Might have been whole peas. I don't know. Let's see. Sorry. It could have been the purple whole peas. But no, even those pods are still short too. That's only like maybe a 6-inch pod looking at this stuff. I don't know. It's weird. 2 foot plus. The only thing I can think of that would have been a 2 foot plus bean would have been the yard longs, and there's a few more, but I just don't remember the names of them. Because I have, let me see, I think I have. Get these out without dropping the whole container on the floor. Oh, you know what? I got a whole crap ton right here. Ah, this is better. This is a lot bigger. A little dusty, but I'll live. I think I would actually try to split them. I do not have a white tray to set these on. I apologize. You know, I can do this. Hope this won't slide off. Okay, so if I can do this without this thing falling off, did the beans? These are the cowpeas that I have here. Did the bean look like? Sorry, did the bean look like that, Bill? Because those are the cowpeas. Or these my again apologize. These are the black turtle bush beans. And then, like I said, these ones are the purple cowpeas, which is weird because they don't come out purple. They look like these essentially just look like miniature versions of a lima bean. So it always throws me off when they call them, because I have the package. Let's see which one of these containers I have it in. And the thing is, I never planted the entire bag. I still have 3/4 of the bag still ready to plant. So I never needed to plant it because, to be dead honest, you only need like 4 or 5, and then that's all you need. So yeah. So this was the package. These were the black turtle bush beans, the beans for shelling. And again, I still have the whole bottom half of this packet. They probably gave me like 50 beans in here. On my stupid self, I bought 2 packs. Like an idiot. Thinking, oh, I'm going to grow all of these. See, then there's these ones. These are the cowpeas. Good Lord. If Miss Sharon will allow it, here in about 4 minutes, I'm going to start a secondary live. If you would like, Bill, I kind of want to see that bean to see if I can identify which one it is. Because I'm kind of curious. So just keep in mind, folks, I got about another 3 minutes on this one, and then I will be ending this particular live, and then we will go to the secondary live. Bill, you're more than... Not dry. Yeah, no worries, Daniel. See you in a bit. I thought you was out, hippie. But I appreciate the... Man, my brain is not working tonight. My brain is not braining. But I'm from New Mexico. I'm in Zone 7A, so 7B. That is my location. You're in southern Ohio. Good weather over there until it snows. Yes, that's the thing. There's a lot of varieties of beans that grow like really long if you have the right conditions, but not all of them are good ones. Like I'm almost positive if I had the right conditions, I could get green beans or pole beans to grow to about a foot, which would be ridiculous because I usually get those. I can usually get them on average about 6 to 8 inches. And that's pretty good for a essentially green bean. Boy, let me tell you, I love waiting for them to get a little fatter, not where they're like the young green beans. It's where they actually have the bean on the inside, you know, the essentially like the little pods or the little beans. For some reason, like cracking them open and eating those, like the fresh the fresh beans are so sweet. They're so tasty. Nice. All right, folks. 30-second warning. We're going to wind her down here. Please join me on the second live. We can continue this discussion. I just like to have the first live mainly open for full garden discussion. Second live is for open garden discussion and panelage. But do me a favor on the way out, hit that thumbs up, like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Anybody who is going to be interested in the second half, please join me over there. I would much appreciate the interaction. Would be nice. But also, Bill, I would like to see that. Oh, got dressed. All right. Yeah, give us Bill, like I said, I'm doing another one here in just a bit. So look for the live again. It should pop up in a few minutes, or if not, just straight go to my channel and then look me up that way. But all right, folks, we've hit the time limit. We are going to end this one here. I will catch you all in the next one in just a brief moment. Be well, be safe. Thank you for joining, and let's get out there and grow. Peace.